We've got Thursday Night Football tonight. We're on the same page. People are forgetting that Parkinson played for Seattle, and now he's a Ram the last couple of years. But he started his first 4 years of his career in Seattle.
Right.
Didn't have a great first game against the Seahawks. Why is it going to be different this time?
So there's so many things going on. Obviously, the big note that everyone's talking about today for this game is the weather. And it's not a whole lot of rain. It actually may be dry for some portions of the game, but the wind, there could be some serious wind. And it's supposed to taper off as the game goes on. But, it is still something to pay attention to. So I like Colby Parkinson, first and foremost, Seattle, their fourth most receiving yards allowed, specifically to opposing tight ends, sitting at 952. We know that Davante Adams is not expected to go. So generally, we should be seeing more of the coverage, positioned towards Puka Nacua. But ultimately, it's a great matchup positionally for Colby Parkinson. He also comes in with the now highest red zone target share on the team with Davante not expected to play. We see the Rams very often using 13 personnel with 3 tight ends out there. And he's one of their main pass catchers now outside of Puka Nacua. So no Davante, the wind's playing a factor. Colby Parkinson has a lower ADOT, which is average depth of target. So it's not like they're going to be throwing the ball downfield to him. The wind could impact it. It's like, no, these are quick off the line type of passes that Parkinson really should be able to bring in. I want to say 7 targets tonight. And if he has 5 catches, 5 catches should get him over 38.5. Like, that's what I'm really looking towards. I'm also playing Parkinson.
It's on the rise, too. It was 35.5.
Right. So this number's been moving. I'm also playing Parkinson for the FanDuel TD jackpot. He's at plus 200. The odds are what they are, but really just for the promo.
Again, booty ruined my life. I am sorry. I was rushing.
Nuts.
I was rushing. That's my bad. I'm trying to do everything over here, and I did this literally at 4:59. So my bad. I was pretty close to being perfect. We got to be perfect. And before we move on to the rest of the card, and I'm going to take this bad graphic off for now. Tonight for the game, I know that we're a prop show. It's still such a huge game. 2 teams, 11-3.
Yes.
You've got the Rams that are laying 1.5 on the road in Seattle, but they won the last game by 2. It was 21-19 the last game. It was a pretty close call. So going into this game, no Davante Adams. How much faith do you have in the Rams?
I'm really hesitant about this game overall. Like, the Parkinson yards and touchdown are the only 2 bets I have so far. The weather combined with the stakes of this game, I'm really uncertain. I really am. So, 42.5 over under. If you told me this game ended 23-20 on either side, I'm not going to be shocked, and you lose your bet, right? I would lean on
this total dropped also. I saw the total on Sunday at 45.5.
Yeah, 45 or 46.5. So it's dropped a lot, and it did flip to the Seahawks minus 1.5, and it was the Rams, as a favorite at one point. So I'm really hesitant about this because A, of the weather, B, of Davante missing, and then C, of just the actual importance of this game and it being a short week. This game could end 24-20 and the game goes over. This game could end 20-17 and it stays under. I really don't know. Now, again, the weather's supposed to improve as the game goes on. It's supposed to be less windy. So I'd be more inclined to take like a first half under if I'm going to play anything. I'm considering it is 21.5. It's juiced minus 130 or so to the under last time I saw it. But I just don't know. If you told me this game ended 20-17 just because of how important it is for both of these teams, I wouldn't fight back on that. The Rams with a loss, there's a chance that they go from the 1 seed to a wild card seed if they lose this game, given obviously the way the rest of the schedule shakes out over the next few weeks. San Francisco could jump into the 2 spot in the NFC West and the Rams drop to 3. That means the Rams would have to be playing a wild card game at Chicago, at Philly, at Green Bay, something that they don't want to do because they're awesome, but they're awesome at home.
How much do you agree with? I know you're kind of alluding to it then. If you have one of, let's say, the second or third best record in your conference, this process of if you lose the division that you have to play a road wildcard game, or would you rather there be some kind of reset based on records?
If you win your division, you should have a home playoff game. That's just
of
my
course.
opinion.
It's if your record is significantly better than
the reseeding in the second round. That's where it gets tough. I think it's fine now. Is it perfect? No, I don't know if there is a perfect solution though. Like, I think it's fine now. We just kind of roll with what it is. Like, I don't want to see them expand the playoffs. They shouldn't add another team. They shouldn't add another bye. They should leave it the way it is. Like, adding the extra wildcard team was good enough. And 14 of the 32 teams make it. I think that's fine.
Rams are minus 155 on FanDuel to win the NFC West. Seahawks 2-1. If you think the Seahawks are going to win,
you just play the division.
2-1, you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's if you think if Seattle has a chance to win the division.
But then we're split. So edge-wise, I'd have to see then. Do you know off the top of your head who they each play the next 2 weeks?
The Seattle plays San Francisco to end the season. Seattle goes to Carolina next week, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
the Rams play the Cardinals to end the season. I forget who the Rams play next week, though. But if they lose this, and then the way Seattle strength of schedule works, there's a chance that Week 18 game for the Rams is meaningless, and they've already are locked
Rams
in.
get Atlanta.
So they play Atlanta and
right.
then the Cardinals. So there's a chance that if Seattle wins at Carolina, that the final game for the Rams is meaningless, and they're going to be locked into the spot. This is assuming that the Seahawks win tonight.
There are so many implications this week because similar to what we're saying, the Rams have to go to Arizona. Arizona, I kind of like this week because they're facing a team that doesn't really care about where their standings are at the moment. But okay, so Rams have to face Arizona Rams face Atlanta. And that was my point about Atlanta next week, right? So Atlanta this week, I'm pretty sure they get the Cards, right?
Yeah, they're at the Cards.
So Atlanta doesn't care so much because the season's over. And they played up. They upset their division team, their divisional rival last week. Next week, there's 2 times that you care when you're out of it. Against your division to play spoiler and in primetime. Those are the times to care. So next week, the Rams have to get an Atlanta team that might actually care to play in their home stadium on primetime.
I mean, this is we can say it's about every game, and the same thing about the Packers and the Bears, the Eagles and the Commanders. That's why I'm hesitant about this game. There's so much involved just from an importance level for the division and for the playoffs. It's tough to pick a side. If you told me a live spot that you were getting 3.5 with the Rams in game, I would jump on that once, Seattle goes out and scores first or wherever it might be.
Okay. Keep an eye on the live line. Packers Bears, another game with a lot on the line. A Packers team that isn't the same at all from what the Bears just saw a couple of weeks ago when they ended up losing, right? Remember, for everyone listening, the Bears, Caleb Williams threw that game-sealing interception in the end zone to lose the game for the Bears while they were driving down a possession. Packers win that great game. But now the Packers at Soldier Field, probably the biggest game at Soldier Field in the last 20 years, the Packers are going to be without their key linebacker, Micah Parsons, who tore his ACL, out for the season. Packers now have to adjust, Tom, and you're going with an under, so you don't feel like the Packers defense is going to struggle that badly?
They could struggle, but we also have to deal with the Bears missing Roma Dunze and Luther Burden. So we're dealing with an offense for the Bears that, is good, but I don't think it's amazing, and I didn't think it was amazing when they're at full strength, and now they're missing 2 of their top wide receivers. So it's going to be DJ Moore, it's going to be Colston Loveland, it's going to be DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. But again, we're talking about like a classic NFC North matchup. This game, this game is on Saturday. It's not on Sunday. We have to remember that. So I'm just looking at, yes, the Packers are depleted on defense, but the Bears are depleted on offense. And the offense isn't amazing to begin with. So where are the points going to be coming from if you're missing your 2 top receivers? It's going to be DJ Moore and Zacchaeus in 2 wide receiver sets. They're probably going to run 2 tight end personnel with Loveland and Cole Kmet. And then it's going to be just a mix-in of Swift and Monangai. I don't know if there's going to be consistent offense really on both sides. And the Packers, I don't know if they want to turn this game into a shootout because they can't rely on their defense. The Packers could go into games saying, and even if we struggle on offense, and score 17 points, our defense will hold them to 13. But that's not the case anymore for missing Parsons. So they don't want to turn this into a shootout. They want to turn this into a slower ground game. And I think that really leans towards the under.
Yeah, and Louis Creech's point, he said forecast 20 degrees, cold division under, sounds right.
I mean, and it is a short week. Again, this is Saturday. So like, yeah, it's only a day. It's not Thursday short week, but it is a short week. So cold game. It's not, there's going to be no precipitation, at least last that I saw. It's just going to be a cold Soldier Field game. Give me the under between these two teams either time. And again, that's where the line is. Like if we get a 23-20 final, that's what we should be seeing.
King KT said, should I start Breece Hall or McMillan?
If Tet's good to go, I don't know how you don't start him. Personally, I have no faith in the Jets offense to do a whole lot of anything. So I'm a big Tet McMillan fan. I think he's awesome. He's obviously one of the top candidates for Rookie of the Year, at least offensive Rookie of the Year. I think you should absolutely be starting him.
Then in hockey tonight, you're also looking at this play, the Bruins-Oilers over 6.5. That's my bad. Explain.
Yeah, really straightforward. Both teams are in the top 10 of the league when it comes to scoring. Both teams are in the bottom 11 of the league when it comes to goals allowed. The Bruins are surprising me this year. And I thought they would be, maybe fighting for a wild card. They'd fall a few points short, but they're getting a lot of scoring from some of their depth players overall. And obviously the Oilers are the Oilers with McDavid and Draisaitl. No matter how bad the goaltending and the defense is for the Oilers, they can still go out and score a ton. So, I see this as largely a coin flip. The Bruins are getting plus money at home, so I would lean with the Bruins certainly. But this game ending 4-3 on either side is absolutely on the table.